Now, I built my squeezing machine to help damp down my horrendous problems with anxiety. I had horrible anxiety. It hit at puberty. And as I went through my 20s, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And if I hadn't have gone on antidepressants in my early 30s, I wouldn't be here now because of falling apart and stress-related health problems. Now, some of the more word type of Asperger, they seem to be calm. But there's a place for medication used carefully. And the amount of atypical antipsychotics given out like candy is disgusting. They're giving them out as sleep aids now. That's ridiculous. You know, maybe a little melatonin or some Benadryl or something for sleep aid. How about a lot more exercise? That would be good. Yeah, and I was in Hollywood and I found out to my horror they were giving Seroquels out to a very famous movie producer. I have to keep a little confidentiality. I'm just horrified. As a sleep aid, the guy needed exercise. He's not eating a lot of crap. They need to put a treadmill in his trailer. That's what they need to be doing. Not giving him Seroquel for sleeping pills. But maybe that's better than having him take Lunesta. You see those ads for Lunesta? I want to squash that with them all. That stuff's so addictive. You know, the problem is fear is the main emotion in autism. I've talked a little bit about using drugs. Prozac, you know what's another old drug that sometimes works? The beta blockers. Propranolol. It's an ancient old blood pressure pill. And they work really good against fear. They also work well as sleep aids too. As long as you don't have asthma. And you're not going to end up getting Parkinson's from it. Here's a rear view of the squeezing machine. Because as I got older and older and older, my anxiety got worse and worse and worse. And there's a lot of us visual thinkers. Visual thinkers tend to have a lot of anxiety problems. A little tiny dab of Prozac can do the trick. And it was the original one of the serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and it's probably still the best one. It's the only one where a meta-analysis of a whole lot of studies show that it, helped in autism. Other ones don't seem to so much. As part of a little kids program, it's really important to have therapists do things with pressure, sensory integration type of things. And right while you're doing your speech therapy and your speech, you may put the child on some cushions. That may help the nervous system calm down, get the information in better. Or do slow swinging. Try having them sing. They can sometimes learn to sing before they can talk. Or have them try to work on speech right while they're swinging. And there's a kid with a little weighted vest on. Now the trick with weighted vests with a weighted vest is 20 minutes on, then take it off for a while. You don't leave it on all the time. And the other thing, these sensory things, it doesn't work for everybody. Problem we have with autism is it's so variable. So something that works for one may not work for another. But these are simple, easy things to try. Sitting on a ball, because you have to balance all the time. But don't make them sit on a ball all day. You just do it for a little while and then stop doing it. I think it's important to get it so kids will like to be touched and held. Because the nice feeling of hugging helps you to have feelings of kindness. Deep pressure, you can desensitize that. You're not going to get wool against my skin, but I got to where I couldn't tolerate hugging. We've got to work on employment. We're not doing enough on that. When kids are teenagers, they need to start getting some job skills. How about walking dogs? How about working out on the farm? How about fixing computers for people? They've got to start doing some job things. Mentors. Science teacher was beautifully shown in the movie. You got to get around and show them interesting things. They got to see stuff. The other thing is, I make portfolios of my work because I sold my work and not myself. And I've got another book called Developing Talents. That's just on employment, developing talents. And we've got to be thinking a lot more about employment. Because what I'm seeing is you've got people working on employment, but autism is such a big spectrum. So somebody that's on the lower end of the spectrum, teach them to be a janitor, that'd be appropriate. But someone on the other end of the spectrum, that's not appropriate. Would Einstein be cleaning toilets now today? That's the sort of thing that just absolutely gives me the heebie-jeebies. Because I've been out to Silicon Valley. Now I've been out to Hollywood twice now. Actually, more than 4 times I've been out there. Let me tell you, the geeks and the nerds, they're out there. It's sort of like one little geek becomes the head of a great Silicon Valley company. A little geek becomes a great movie producer. And another little geek goes somewhere where he shouldn't go because he didn't get the right opportunities. And the right opportunities can be in a lot of different places. I've seen a lot of people in the meat industry. Okay, and I noticed you got quite a lot of industry around it. They go in, they get a job in a plant, then get over to the maintenance department. Next thing you know, they're doing major big maintenance stuff. You know, that's kind of getting in the back door. We got to short circuit the regular interview process, figure out how to get in the back door where you can show your skills on. But I know, I've seen whole maintenance departments. I know they're on the spectrum. And they've managed to survive 3 plant managers. Well, because they stay in the shop, keep the plant running, stay away from the stupid suits up in the office. You've got to learn how to use your skills to do stuff that other people want. When I was in high school, I wasn't doing any studying. I was gaining lots of work skills. I took care of 9 horses, and when I was about 17, I redecorated our ugly ski-toe house with tongue-and-groove siding and white trim. I had to make it in something that other people would think was attractive. You know, these Lego Mindstorms, that's really a great thing. You know, this is a great activity. You program computers, you build mechanical things, but it's got to learn how to do it. You've got to teach the kids how to do an assigned task. How do you use your creativity to make this robot do an assigned task? Love to show the drawings off. Now, here's another cool thing. There's a lot of cool stuff on the internet. This is Google SketchUp. It's a free drawing program you can get off the internet. Google SketchUp. And there's a lot of good resources. A lot of the great science teachers, like my science teacher, they're over at the community colleges because they don't have to have a teaching certificate. They just have to have the degree in physics, the degree in chemistry, the degree in English, whatever the specialized thing is. The community colleges have got it. Okay, good science websites. Just want to put that up there for a while, and then I got a few others that are really cool. One is called Wolfram Mathematica. It's called Mathematica. That's a really cool website. There's a game called Fold It, where you can play this video game where you do protein folding chemistry. That's really kind of a cool thing. There's a lot of really interesting stuff on the internet. It's a lot of garbage on the internet, but there's lots of interesting stuff on the internet too. Also, if you want to do internet searches, articles on autism or on science, let me give you the databases to use. How many here know how to do Google Scholar? All right, very simple. Go to Google. I'm sure you all know how to use Google. Type in Google Scholar. And it'll bring up a link. You click on Google Scholar. That gets you off the regular internet and you go into, it cuts out all the commercial stuff and you get more scientific stuff. And then if you want to look at medical information, you go to PubMed. P-U-B-M-E-D. PubMed. P-U-B-M-E-D. Takes you into the National Library of Medicine. You can read summaries of journal articles for free. And then another website is called Science Direct. And you can look at the abstracts for free. A lot of the papers, they want to make you pay for them, but you know what you do? Go track down the authors on the internet, email them, they'll send a reprint. You gotta show students interesting stuff. In fact, in the movie, they showed the original clip of a Bell Labs movie that I actually saw in high school. And there's the movie crew. And let me tell you, lots of Aspies down there, lots of spectrum there. And how did they get these cool jobs? They got most of these cool jobs by a friend, asked them to help them out, kind of going in the back door. Then I went to these parties afterwards, and I met lots of people on the spectrum. A lot of them doing really, good support kinds of things. People who make scenery, they do makeup, they do hair, they do camera work, and they do producing and directing too. Yes, I have seen the full gamut. Those are the lucky ones. Or they're over in Silicon Valley. There's the plant where I started my career. And how did I get in that? I met the wife of the insurance agent. In the movie, they changed it to the plant manager. But it actually was the wife of the insurance agent. That's all a little weird. Now, I had a lot of problems with anger because I got kicked out of school for fighting. And I switched from anger to crime after I lost horseback riding for 2 weeks. You know, I had trouble controlling emotions, so I had to switch emotion. Anger in the meat plants, not tolerated.